What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Red Rhino Nation. Today, as promised, in my last video, I'll be coming at you today with episode 2 of the new series, Breaking Down. For those of you unfamiliar with what this series is about, it is I take a unit within the game and break it down, helping you better understand it. Today's unit I'll be breaking down is the Balloon, helping you become a more knowledgeable and skilled attacker come your next clan war. Supercell has really helped the air game by speeding up dragon attacks and speeding up the Balloon's movement speed. The Balloon has become a staple within the Red Rhino's clan wars, whether it be for the back end of a Golalo, or a Pentalaloon, or an ever so dominant Golaloon. The Balloon is a very versatile troop. You can use it in a bunch of different attacks, in all different numbers. When Lalooning, I use one of the two following Laloon styles: the Balloon spam approach or the more surgical patient approach. Both can be effective if used properly, but if you use a spam approach when you should be using surgical, it can go bad for you really fast. So, with that being said, I'm here today to help you decide starting points for your Laloon, to help you learn to choose whether the spam or surgical approach would work best, and also give you some tips on deployment and much more. So pause this video right here and run on into the kitchen, cook yourself up some nice buttery popcorn, crack yourself open a nice cold beverage, and get ready to become a better Laloon attacker. The first step when Lalooning is obviously your lava hounds. When choosing how many hounds you should use, you need to check out the base you're attacking. If you're using a kill squad, is that kill squad going to take down any air defenses? The rule of thumb is you should usually use one more hound than air defenses remaining after your kill squad takes care of its objective. So if your kill squad takes down one air defense and the base had 4 total, there would be 3 air defenses left standing. So you would need 4 lava hounds. Now there are exceptions though. If you're using a max hound in the clan castle and 3 other level 2 hounds to make 4, and you're only attacking a base with level 5 or level 6 air defenses, chances are 4 lava hounds will be too many, because you want to make sure your lava hounds pop. Those pups are crucial to clean up. I can't count how many times I've heard someone in my old clans laugh because a base is so unbelievably rushed and that he's going to absolutely kill it because he has level 2 hounds and the defender only has level 5 or level 6 air defenses. The attack with the rule of thumb is 1 extra lava hound per air defense, and then he runs out of time because he beat up the base so bad and the hounds didn't pop, so there was no cleanup troops. So pay close attention to the air defense levels to choose how many hounds you should use. Now it really shouldn't matter where or how you deploy your hounds as long as they make it to the proper air defense, right? Wrong. That couldn't be any further from the truth. Hounds have several jobs before even getting to the target air defense. Job number 1 is soaking up as many air bombs as possible. To do this, you want to take nice wide-angled routes to your target air defenses. In paths your balloons will be traveling. And to cover more area as well, drop your hounds in different spots. Job number 2 is tanking for any balloons on the way to the air defense. There may be some air targeting defenses that once your hound is on the air defense, the hound would be out of reach of the defense. So if you send your balloons too late, the defenses will only target your balloons. This step takes patience and practice. You want to have your hound just get into reach of the defense before the balloons, then haste those balloons if needed in there untouched. First up will be the surgical approach. Aiding this will be an attack from one of our past wars by Mini Surgical. When using the surgical approach with Golaloon, your kill squad has 4 objectives: the enemy queen, the clan castle, an air defense, and to create either a line path or an L shape of remaining buildings. Both work. Here, Mini Surgical uses his kill squad to create that nice line across the back from the northeast to the southwest. He's going to start his surgical Baloon from the northeast because the sweeper in the middle, and it's much easier to predict the path from that side. So when you're starting your Baloon, you want to drop 2 hounds, just in case one gets hit by a couple black bombs. And you want to drop them from nice wide angles. Now where you start your balloon deployment is key. You want to start your balloon deployment from the very first defense in your line, just like Mini does here on the Teslas. After you drop your balloons on the first defense, you drop 2 or 3 more on each of the next point defenses. You want to make sure that your balloons are tanked for. So if you have to drop them right after the hounds, so your hounds tank for them on the way into those defenses, do so. So now you will have your main group of balloons keeping a forward momentum towards the air defense. If you don't drop on those point defenses, your main group may have to travel all the way out there, then all the way back. The whole time your hounds are getting absolutely destroyed by the defenses. So while your main group is keeping forward momentum, the first air defense goes down. Then the next closest air defense, in this case, will be the west air defense. So that's where the hounds are headed next. So drop another fresh hound on the west defense, and then a few balloons on the point defenses, on the way to the west air defense, and all the rest in between. The goal is to keep all your balloons converging on your main group, so you get the most out of your spells. If you can keep tanking with the hounds and you're patient enough with your deployment, you should barely lose any balloons at all. You don't want to deploy all your hounds and all your balloons on more than one air defense at a time with this method. It's to avoid being too spread out. Just a second before the first air defense goes down, start your next group on the next set of defenses, and then so on. Just before the first air defense goes down, it's a great time to use a rage or even a haste in between those air defenses. Hounds are much faster than balloons, so getting those balloons to the next air defense quick is key. You want to be patient and practice this method. It works really well, just don't spread out too much. So now that you know about the surgical approach, let's now go into the spam approach. I use the spam method on mostly ring bases, or bases that have air defenses clumped all on the same side. The spam approach is riskier in my opinion. There's a lot more hoping things go your way than there is skill involved. That's just my personal opinion. But you still need to know why and how to use it. As I was saying, I like using the spam approach on ring bases. Let's check out why. So spam Baloon, sometimes I'll use Queen Walk with it. Sometimes I'll use a couple loons to lure out the clan castle, and then Suicide Heroes to take it out, and then the Queen as well, if possible. If the Queen and clan castle are buried, I'll use a Queen Walk to get to them. On this attack, I'm using the Queen Walk from 12 and then breaking the Queen in at 1 o'clock. The reason I broke her in and didn't keep her walking is to check the clan castle. If there was balloon killing units, I would have got the clan castle troops with the Queen and the air defense, and I would have got great value for a spam Baloon Queen Walk. What I'm also going to do by breaking the Queen in is I'm taking out any defenses on that side that would cause the balloons to go all the way around the middle where all the heavy damage per second defenses are. So starting my spam Baloon from the northwest, I send 2 hounds in from a nice wide angle to soak up any air bombs and to distract any defenses. On any Baloon, sending 2 hounds or 3 on the first air defense is definitely advised, just in case one runs into a couple black bombs early. You still have the second alive to continue tanking. And then drop the 3rd hound in from the other side to soak up any traps. And here comes the balloons. You spam the balloons across the whole side. Usually the reason I use it on ring bases is because if you watch here, I haste the outside balloons, cutting off each way the balloons could travel around the perimeter of the middle. That sandwiches in all those middle balloons, sending them straight into the middle towards the Infernos, the Eagle Artillery, the Teslas, and whatever else the defender decides to put in the middle. The middle is always usually chock full of high value, heavy damage per second defenses, because the ring bases are designed to send your units all around the outside of the core, while all the defense in the core pick them off with ease. So getting to the core early is key to Spam Laloon success. So to recap, on a Spam Laloon, your objectives with your heroes are to take out the CC, enemy queen, and an air defense with the queen walk if possible. If using just your heroes, the objective would be the clan castle and the queen. The AD isn't as important because without the healers, you're able to bring another hound and more balloons for the balloon portion. Spam aside, haste in the outside balloons, cutting off the path around the perimeter of the core, and then that will sandwich the middle balloons into the core. Then rage those guys up and watch the defenses drop. Using Laloon is a very unforgiving attack strategy, more so than your traditional Govaho or Govahobo. It does take time and someone with patience to master it. And just remember to think 4 steps ahead. Follow the few tips I've given you today and implement these changes into your friendly challenges. You won't likely be watching this video and then all of a sudden become a professional Laloon player. It's hard when you've been attacking with balloons one way for so long and then all of a sudden someone comes along and tells you to switch it up and then forget everything else you thought you knew and then all of a sudden become a professional at it. That just doesn't work. But what I can promise you is if you take the time to practice and implement these tips I've given you today into your Laloon, over time you will notice your rate of 3 stars will increase dramatically. And now a reminder on some clan news. As I said in my last video, Rhinos are becoming much more interactive when it comes to recruiting. Check out our new Discord recruitment channel in the description. And make sure you subscribe, tweet me, or comment with material you'd like to see in the future. And for now, this has been Red Rhino Nation, helping you raise your bar to 3 star.